What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, retired, legendary, iconic, Hall of Fame, superstar boxer, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., 50-0, turned promoter and founder, CEO of Mayweather Promotions. Floyd Mayweather has an exhibition bout with Dangerous Don Moore, undefeated actual boxer that's going to take place in Dubai on the heliport, okay? With that said, Floyd Mayweather, many people feel that Floyd Mayweather at 45 years of age can actually make a comeback, okay? And participate in an actual competition where it counts, okay? So with that said, Floyd Mayweather may be having this may be a test run to see where his reflexes are, okay? If Floyd Mayweather can still actually compete in the sport of boxing. You got his trainer, okay, who feels like he can still compete in the actual sport of boxing, and he feels like he's gonna make one more fight in the sport of boxing, okay? He's gonna have one more meaningful fight as far as the ranking system goes. This exhibition is meaningful for Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather is set to make a massive amount of money, so it's meaningful for Floyd Mayweather. But with that said, you know, Floyd Mayweather, you know, in the ranking system, many people feel like Floyd Mayweather is not actually 50-0 because he beat Conor McGregor, who was a UFC fighter, for his 50th fight, and many people, they don't like to give him credit for that Conor McGregor fight, okay? Because Conor McGregor never actually had a boxing match, so he's not actually a boxer, okay? Conor McGregor is a legend in the UFC in his own respective discipline, but he's not actually a boxer. So with that said, GT the Great is his trainer, Gerald, and Gerald feels like Floyd Mayweather is going to come back, and Floyd Mayweather is going to have a one more competitive fight where it counts in the actual ranking systems, okay? So with that said, Floyd Mayweather is going to dominate Dangerous Don Moore tonight, and you know, he's going to look spectacular doing it. He didn't look that spectacular in his exhibition bout with YouTube sensation, YouTube global sensation, Logan Paul. He didn't look that great in that fight with Logan Paul, okay? So Floyd Mayweather, he has a point to prove, right? He wants to prove a point. Don't discount his competitive nature, okay? Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's gonna tell you, listen, I got a $100 million bag, you know, but you know, that doesn't, you know, at the end of the day, I got the bag, and you know, the performance don't matter, and it's all in fun. Floyd Mayweather's a competitor, okay? Dangerous Don Moore is a guy who is Floyd Mayweather is very, very familiar with, okay? He was trained and the protege of his late great legendary uncle, trainer, and former world champion Roger Mayweather, okay? So Dangerous Don Moore was that's where Roger Mayweather, he was building him in his mold, okay? So Floyd Mayweather also knows Don Moore as a sparring partner as well. So he's very familiar with Dangerous Don Moore. And Don Moore, he wants to prove a point tonight, okay? Just don't believe that Don Moore is going in this fight just looking to, you know, lay down. No, this is an opportunity for Don Moore to make a statement, okay? This Don Moore has an opportunity, you know, to prove, you know, to make a name for himself and make a statement, okay? So don't think for a second that Don Moore is coming here to lay down for a paycheck, because that's not going to be the case. If Don Moore is successful in this fight, okay, and Don Moore, you know, happens to beat Floyd Mayweather, exhibition or not, they're both competitors. You understand what I'm saying? And this is an opportunity for a lifetime for Don Moore, okay? And he's familiar with Floyd Mayweather. Now, many people feel like, oh, Don Moore is going to go in there, he's going to get a paycheck, and then, you know, it's exhibition style, and he's out of there. No, Floyd Mayweather chose a boxer for a reason, okay? He could have chose anybody. Like we know in the past, Floyd Mayweather has chosen Tenchi, kickboxing champion over in Japan. Okay, we know Floyd Mayweather, he chose Logan Paul because he does the choosing. Don't get it twisted. Don't think for a second that these promoters and these managers and these networks are just choosing opponents for Floyd Mayweather. No, Floyd Mayweather does the choosing. Okay. Now the situation with Tenshi was a little bit of both, right? Because you know, over in Japan they wanted to push the fight for it to be a big major event. So, you know, over in Japan, they was pushing for, you know, Floyd Mayweather come over and fight the Japanese kickboxing superstar and Tenshi, and it would do massive numbers. So, of course, they was pushing over in Japan. They was pushing for that, and they offered Floyd Mayweather, you know, the fight to, you know, hey, listen, come over here, fight out. Legendary kickboxer, we're going to give you a massive amount of money, and things of that nature, okay? But in this case, okay, Floyd Mayweather, he chose, you know, a guy who is an actual boxer, an undefeated actual boxer, okay? And it's not by accident, you know, and it's a guy who is his sparring partner, okay? Who is a sparring partner of his, okay? So Dangerous Don Moore, he had 54 rounds of fighting, you know what I mean? It's 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach, okay? Like I said, he's the protege of you know, of his uncle Roger Mayweather, you know. And so with that said, you know, Floyd Mayweather, he chose him for a reason. He chose a real boxer for a reason, okay? And the fact that you have people like Carissa Shields is on record stating like she witnessed his sparring session and he dominated in his sparring session. And she's like, listen, he could beat the best fighters from 140 to 154 right now. Okay, Floyd Mayweather could beat the best fighters right now from 140 to 154 right now. Okay, so Dangerous Don Moore, he competed from 1999 to 2016. You know, he's an undefeated fighter. And again, like I said, Floyd Mayweather chose him for a reason. And I believe that Floyd Mayweather is going to be looking, this is a guy he's familiar with. This is a guy that's going to be entertaining because Floyd Mayweather understands that Don Moore is going to, you know, he's going to press the fight because they have sparring sessions, right? So they're familiar with each other. So he's going to come out and Don Moore is going to he's going to look to make a statement. You know, they're comfortable with each other, you know, and they've been in the ring with each other. So Don Moore, who's 18 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 12 wins by way of knockout, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. He's a big welterweight, right? He fights at 154, 160, but, you know, he's a big welterweight, right? And so this could definitely be a litmus test for Floyd Mayweather to see, is my reflexes there? Because, see, unlike Tenshi and Logan Paul, this dude is an actual boxer with over 50 rounds of actual fighting and is 18 wins, no loss, no draw, and has been sparring with Floyd Mayweather. That's everything Floyd Mayweather does is calculated. He does nothing by accident. It's all calculated, right? And again, yes, he could be looking at Don Moore, somebody he's familiar with, help him out, get him a paycheck, you know, and things of that nature, right? Get him some exposure. But why choose Don Moore, a boxer, an actual boxer who's undefeated? Because he wants to test his skill set. If Floyd Mayweather's reflexes is there, and Floyd Mayweather, you know, he feels comfortable in the ring, he feels fluid, you might want to expect to see Floyd Mayweather in an actual fight one more time. One more time. Now, I don't expect to see Floyd Mayweather fight Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, guys of that nature. I don't expect to see Floyd Mayweather compete with those types of guys. But don't be surprised if he did, right? I can see Floyd Mayweather fighting Danny Garcia, though. I can see Floyd Mayweather fighting, you know, a guy that, not Danny Garcia per se, but a guy like Danny Garcia, okay? Who Floyd Mayweather can control the pace of the fight. He knows he can predict the pace of the fight. Even at 45 years of age, Floyd Mayweather can predict the pace of the fight. This is a guy who's big, who's rangy, and Don Moore, who's skilled. He has skills, you know. He does have power, 12 knockouts in 18 fights. Okay, so, and he's familiar. So if Floyd Mayweather gets around, and he's going to look to prove a point. again, I can't reiterate this enough. Dangerous Don Moore is coming in this fight to look to prove a point, okay? Do you understand exhibition or not? If Don Moore is to go in there and knock out Floyd Mayweather, or just dominate, outbox Floyd Mayweather, even in exhibition format, what that does for Don Moore's career and his life moving forward, he's going to get this paycheck regardless. But imagine the paychecks he got in the future, the exposure, right? He's going to be globally everywhere. Everybody's going to want to book Don Moore for interviews. Everybody's going to want to, he's going to be on your local biggest radio station. They're going to want to book him. Hey, man, you beat Floyd Mayweather. You know, you dominated, you outboxed Floyd Mayweather. You knocked out Floyd Mayweather. You understand, yeah, he's going to get this paycheck right now. But if he is successful against Floyd Mayweather, it benefits him even more in the future. So Floyd Mayweather understands that, especially once they get comfortable. You know, Floyd Mayweather, when he's sparring in the doghouse, Floyd Mayweather, boy, he gets motivated, right? It gets serious. He gets trash talking. He starts going hard. You know, it's bloodshed. You understand what I'm saying? He starts to go super hard. So he knows they're familiar with each other, and I'm sure they had some grueling sparring sessions where things got testy. Like undefeated, newly crowned 3-belt unified welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., who's widely considered to be top 2 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. He explained with their sparring session that Floyd Mayweather started to, get testy with him. He got out the ring. He said, he told Errol Spence, "You pretty good for a little, you fill in the blank." And then Errol Spence said, "What? Put my gear back on, get back in there." And Floyd Mayweather turned the clock off. Well, that's Floyd Mayweather competitive nature. And so you best believe you could see at times where he wanted to turn it up against Logan Paul, who was a heavyweight. He got rid of Tenchi, right? Conor McGregor, he may have carried him for a while, but then he got rid of Conor McGregor, right? You best believe, and he's not familiar with Tenchi. He didn't spar Tenchi. He didn't spar Conor McGregor. He didn't spar Logan Paul. He's not familiar with them, right? There is no history. There is no trash talk. He sparred Don Moore. There's trash talk there. Trust me. And so Don Moore wants to prove a point under the lights as well. So this is simply, I believe, a test for Floyd Mayweather to gauge where he is, to see if, can I actually do this for one more fight? Imagine what Floyd Mayweather, his legacy would say. His legacy is already cemented as the greatest, one of the greatest, if not the greatest boxer in the history of sport of boxing, definitely top 5. Okay, he's on everybody's Mount Rushmore. But imagine if Floyd Mayweather came back and did what George Foreman did. You know what? Look what George Foreman's career turned into. His career after boxing, in his second career, when he was in his 40s, winning the championship at 45, it made his career and his legacy bigger than it was when he was an undisputed Olympic gold medalist and heavyweight world champion. So imagine what it do, the myth of Floyd Mayweather, if he's to come back at 45 after retiring undefeated and dominate one of these young upcoming world champions. It speaks volumes. Or imagine him coming back and having a rematch with a guy like Canelo Alvarez or Manny Pacquiao. You understand? So he's already immortalized. This just will heighten it. So let's see how this unfolds. I believe Floyd Mayweather is going to dominate Dangerous Don Moore. I think he's going to start to get physical and testy, and it's going to be entertaining as the fight plays out. So let's see how everything plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.